It is officially the end of an era. Tyrus Sparks will no longer be our starting quarterback here in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Madden 20 franchise rebuild. Welcome back, everybody. Today marks the beginning of a brand new era, not just because we have a brand new quarterback, but because other key players have also retired. You're always going to gain new players and lose old players, but truly what this series will be defined by are the players that now are either retired or taking a step back. We have Jeffrey Kitchen taking over for Tyrus Sparks, who is set to become a free agent. He could definitely return today in this offseason as our backup. We'll see if anybody gives him an offer. On defense, linebacker is now a very thin position after the retirement of Kyle Caver. But I don't think anybody expected Sylvester Seymour to actually retire. He was still such a high-rated player playing at a high level, so he never had that steep regression, but he played 13 years at over 120 sacks for us, and is certainly one of the best players, period, to come out of this series. It's been requested that I take a look at some of these NFL records. I'm not sure if any have really been broken. A lot of them end up standing for a long time, even when you get deep into a franchise. But Tyrus Sparks, still in the NFL, third in passing yards, a little bit behind Tom Brady for second all-time. For passing touchdowns, Tyrus Sparks, number one all-time, 592. For rushing yards, Ezekiel Elliott tops Cowboys legend Emmitt Smith. Saquon Barkley got up there as well. Rushing touchdowns, it's Zeke. Receiving yards, Jerry Rice. Especially with how little the yardage totals end up being here for receivers in franchise, you're not going to see Jerry Rice's record get broken unless you're the one doing it in game over the course of many seasons. Rice also had 197 touchdowns and over 1,500 catches. For sacks, Bruce Smith and Myles Garrett, 200. A few more getting somewhat close. Interceptions, Paul Krause, still 81. These records, I just don't know if they're ever going to fall. For the legacy, of course, J.W. Unger is here at the very top with 4 Super Bowls, 8 NFC Championships, and 3 Coach of the Year awards. If we go for all players, Tom Brady still number 1, but Sylvester Seymour got to number 4. Tyrus Sparks to number 6. Robert Cush is up there as well. He made it to the Hall of Fame. We'll find out today if Seymour makes it. He's got it, right? Kevon DeVoe's legacy is really high. He was a part of 4 Super Bowl victories. Haven't won since he left. Alright, so we have another offseason today, one that will mark the start of a brand new era here in the series. We're going to have a brand new quarterback. Can we find any more key players to add to this team? So we have contracts to take care of, but now that Sparks is not going to be making the same money, we can afford to offer a lot of contracts to a variety of other players and make moves that we wouldn't normally make, especially in the past when Sparks was making like $30 million a year in cap hits. So starting with Leonard Lester, a 2-year deal that he declines. Okay, I wasn't counting on that one. DeJuan Bailey, 88 overall. He's now in regression, but I would like to sign him. 16's a lot. I think 12, 13 would be more what I prefer, but ooh, I guess we'll have to come back to him in free agency. I'm still shocked that Perry Byers doesn't want a larger contract. Let's go 2-7. Actually, I would go multiple additional years too. Let's go 14 and $14.7 million 4 years. Perry Byers signs an extension. We are able to sign tackle Darvion Mitchell. Not sure if he'll be a starter, but at the very least, very good depth. We'll let Larimore test. Jeffrey Orr is going to test as well. And I do not plan to offer 12.7 to Sparks, so we're going to come back to him in open free agency and see what happens. So that leaves now Lester, Bailey, Jamal Clancy. A franchise tag is out there. For Jamal Clancy, as we see Gabe Ventura get older, I'd love to see, like, if he got another year what would happen. Some players, like, they take longer than 4 years to really hit their prime in this mode, especially at running back. But for some reason at receiver, Clancy's ratings and production just haven't really matched up the way you would expect. He plays a fair amount of snaps. This is around half. So if we, project this out and just double everything, I mean, 800 yards in a year would be solid. I just feel that moving on from Clancy is probably not the best idea, even if he hasn't shown the big production. I know he had chances last year when we had an injury for Mills. I think I kind of want to tag him, but $15 million guaranteed here on the signing bonus. I might even offer this. 4-year deal. Clancy gets it. I have never really made deals in this series where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just cut them later on. This could be one of those situations or a trade, but I think there's just so much upside to keeping him on the team. We have a lot of cap space. I kind of want to use the tag here just to make sure we get either Lester or Bailey back. Let's use the tag on Leonard Lester. It's a smaller franchise tag, and we'll see what Bailey's looking for on the open market. Alright, so hitting open free agency. $43 million in cap space. Definitely enough to bring some players back or make some signings. It's not going to be easy, though, to keep DeJuan Bailey on the team. We're going to have to make a pretty big offer here, it looks like. I want to first convert just more of it to signing bonus and see what something like this does. 97, we got to go above that for sure. 102 points. I may add on more if there's not much I want to do with this space we have. Wow, still nobody has made an offer to Tyrus Sparks any of the times that he's hit free agency. Now, the dilemma here is, what will he actually accept? Because there's no guarantee that he would take something like $6.5 million. And he may even wait a stage or two, and that could open up the chance for more teams to show interest. Looking at the team now, I still think maybe adding a 4th receiver is possible. A tackle, for sure, is something we need, whether it's going to be early or later in the draft. We could use a brand new starter or a backup to develop, but we have Darvion Mitchell, so if he starts, definitely okay with that situation. And then on defense, can we add a linebacker this year? Especially if we do not bring back Isaac Larimar, I'll have to see if he has any offers. With Dotson and Massey, though, I like our future at corner. Like bringing back Bailey, if we fail there, it's not going to be the worst thing, but I just don't like having cap space and not trying to use it at least. And then defensive tackle, like obviously with no Seymour, it's a weaker spot, but I still think we have good depth here. If no one's offering to Cam Harris here, I have to at least try. He's an 88 overall tackle. Against finesse rushers, he is not very good. I have not seen ratings quite like this. Massive spread there. But I'll throw an offer out there. I don't think it's going to be accepted, but doesn't hurt to try. 1 year, $9 million is only 34 total points. Looks like Larimore is going to be gone, actually. Could be going to Kansas City, $5 million a season. So linebacker is probably at the very top of our needs. Look who's available. We could bring him back. There's definitely a spot on this team for Nathan Parson. Probably not for $8 million. But how about something like 4? That is worth 54 points. Alright, I think that clears up what I want to do here in free agency. I will increase this offer now for DeJuan Bailey. 19.9. That's competitive. We'll see if he takes it. Stage 2. Anybody signing here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Contract accepted by DeJuan Bailey. Nobody else has signed, including Tyrus Sparks. Could somebody be interested in the future Hall of Famer? There is a second bid! The Bengals! Oh my, that means if we want to get a deal done with Sparks, we're gonna have to raise the offer significantly. Wow, what do we do in this situation? I know I'm increasing the offer for Nathan Parson. For Cam Harris, I could increase it, but basically now I have to look at either trying to get Cam Harris or make a huge offer for Sparks. The Bengals do need a quarterback, so I understand them trying to bring in Tyrus Sparks right now. I did not think this would happen. This would bring our cap room to 0, and it's only a 67-point bid, so we got to make a decision here. What are we trying to do? We do have a chance here to open up some cap space if we're willing to release Gilbert Macklin. I don't know if I want to do that. He's been good the last 2 years. I don't think that's the right move. $14 million is a really high cap number, though. Ultimately, I think Sparks wants to play, and Cincinnati gives him a great shot here. Otherwise, we're putting so much into backup quarterback. Okay, what is the offer the Bengals gave him? Because I just made a $13.3 million offer. Almost all of it's guaranteed, and it's only worth 80 points. I don't think we can make this work. I just don't think we can. I think Sparks is about to go to a brand new team. We are moving on to the next stage here in the offseason and in the series. Tyrus Sparks has signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. I can't believe it. It took 3 series for our star quarterback to actually play for a different team. We do bring back Nathan Parson. And now Tyrus Sparks will finish his career, it looks like, in Cincinnati. Still nothing here for Cam Harris. I'll increase the offer. I still think that calling this 34 points is extremely low. That's 40. It's $10 million. Is 10 million suddenly not that much here in 2038, whatever it is? Alright, I want to know what Sparks signed, though. I hope it's just a monstrous contract. But let's take a look here at quarterback. Sparks signed $14 million 1 year. $10.8 million signing bonus. So a pretty big deal for Sparks, and he will likely start this year for the Bengals. That means we are looking at needing a new backup quarterback. I really wanted to keep Sparks because I also thought we could maybe get the mentorship scenario, although it's only somewhat helpful, but it's still something. Let's make an offer here to Rayleigh Bennett. I know his arm isn't that strong, but I like the accuracies there for short, and the medium one's okay for a backup. Might have to even look at drafting somebody, but I'll make a small 1-year offer here, although I'm not sure if he'll accept this. 22 points. 5th year option. Who is it this year? Casey Dean. Defensive tackle has gotten a bit thinner this season, and I do want to pick up the option here. We do sign Cam Harris after all. I increased the offer. I got to about 67 points. And Harris accepts, so we get another good offensive lineman to support Jeffrey Kitchen in his first year starting. It's a 1-year deal for Harris, and it makes the offensive line very strong. We still have great skill talent, so I feel the offense is basically week 1 ready right now. Defensively, it's not quite that easy. Nathan Parson returning makes it better, but for sure, linebacker remains a need. We only have 2 players that I'm comfortable starting right now. It's time, everybody, for the NFL Draft. And remember, this season, we do not have a 2nd-round pick. I traded last year so we could get Jeffrey Kitchen, so that'll obviously impact my strategy here. Might make me consider trading down from our spot, depending on what we can do. And I'm probably not going to be moving up at all. But we'll see. This is a pretty interesting draft class here at the very top. I think the main position here to go through is just linebacker, and there are certainly some good ones. Marshall Alden is a late-round linebacker prospect I like. J.C. Hairston, he would solve our problems in the middle, but he's probably going to go top 5. So, not realistic to take him. There's Junior Allen, And there's also Tay Callaway, who's a third-round talent, pass coverage archetype, decent 40 with awareness in the top 3. So I do like his skill set a lot. There's Max Pierce. Rashawn Weeks is a pass rusher, so I don't think he'd fit this role. But Max Pierce, late first-round talent, mid-1 projected, really good combine. I think he's going to be a 3-down player. The pass coverage archetype means his coverage won't be that bad, so he's probably the best realistic linebacker for us to end up taking. Hairston probably goes top 5. I think I'll wait on my next move until he's taken. He didn't go number 1. I thought that might happen right there. But there are some phenomenal defensive players in this class. J.C. Hairston is indeed taken here at number 4. So I'm thinking, I might trade up. But he's got to make it past 8. He doesn't. Okay, goes to Green Bay. With no second round pick, trading to this part is just kind of out of the question. So, just the way it is. I can't fix every problem with a first round talent, a first round prospect. So we're going to speed things up now. No desire to trade up at this point, as we are on the clock. And at round 1, pick 25, best available player that we like is George Brewer. There's also Jared Harold, who wants another running back on the team. Let's go to my draft board. Cameron Wakefield, Carl Perkins. I mean, I missed last year on a first-round talent at tackle. I could avoid that right here, right now. Early first-round talent for Cameron Wakefield. Is it as simple as that? Just taking Wakefield. Brian Lippett, though, early first-round talent. So we have 2 options. 2 really good options. A pass block finesse, A pass block. So Lippett has the slight edge here for impact block. And 38 reps compared to 37. Okay, I think Lippett is probably the better player. Both are phenomenal prospects. They're both 22. So I'd be happy with either one. Carl Perkins is a late 1 talent. He'd be good as well. George Brewer, mid 1 talent. So I think a trade down here makes the most sense. But at 25, who's going to give me a reasonable deal to move down? Nobody is the correct answer, as it always is. Outside of tackle, there are more first-round talents at corner and running back. And pass rusher, safety. We could take another quarterback right here, George Lawrence. But I think the right move here is to draft a tackle. It's a great tackle class, and I think that Brian Lippett here is the right pick for us. He is a 76 overall with normal development. We'll definitely check on some of the other tackles to see what their dev ends up being. But that's how we begin this draft. And now we don't pick again until late 3. George Brewer just went. Not sure when a first-round talent, third-round projection tackle ends up going, but wasn't about to find out like we did last offseason. That's why I wish I had decent trade offers, because the other tackle I was considering is still available. Cameron Wakefield goes right here, like the 8th tackle taken. I may have had a trade offer to around this point, but it probably was like falling to gain a 7, and I'm not doing that. The thing I have to worry about now is to get the linebacker I want, do I have to move up? I have 2 4s. I gotta come out of this class with a linebacker. Junior Allen, he's available still. My favorite linebacker left is Tay Callaway. Late 3 talent, early 5 projection. So I can probably take him there at 325, but I think moving up is probably smart, as long as it only takes 1 selection to do it. I'd trade up like 10 spots just to ensure we get the player I want. Let's try trading here with Tennessee. So a little more than a 5. What if I offer up my best 4 but then they send back a 7. They don't like that idea. They never like that idea. I think it's fair. All right, a 6 and a 7? I don't know if I have to do that. Here we go again. Just simulating picks. I always have to do it this way, I guess. Right before my pick, huh? Junior Allen's off the board. There we go. Okay. Okay, don't give up any picks. And get who I want. Tay Callaway. Linebacker out of Louisiana Lafayette. 66 overall. 80 speed, a little bit low, but coverage is okay. Tackling's all right. Hopefully he can develop that speed a little bit. Actually, this is not Louisiana Lafayette. Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. That must be what this is referring to. I don't think I've seen Lafayette show up. Probably have, and I've just missed it. Alright, 2 picks here close together in the 4th round. We still have 5 picks to make, and there are plenty of good players available. I'm interested in taking a receiver, but Tremaine Maggot is the only one on the board. He's a late 6th round talent, so I'm probably waiting for him. No quarterbacks on the board, so who knows who our backup's going to end up being. Nathan Watson is a 1st round talent, but he's not going to have great speed and sea catching, probably a 67, 68. I think the player I want to take here is Lionel McCarthy, the tackle out of Indiana. Let's build up depth here on the offense. 67 overall, just make a solid selection here. Not the strongest tackle, but pretty well rounded. With this next 4th round pick, I would just like to trade down with this one. Trade out, actually. Where are my future 4s? Not this year? These are all 2038s. Isn't that the draft we're in? It certainly is. So I guess no one really wants to trade right now. So I guess we're making another selection. There were some players I scouted who were overrated at receiver, but still draftable. Chauncey Sandridge and DeAndre Sharpton, both 24 years old. Let's take another linebacker here. Jose Robbins from Central Michigan. A good run stopper who's a 65 overall. Robbins has 81 speed, very low coverage, but could be a good special teams player at least right away. Alright, now all of a sudden I get the better future trade offers for some reason. So, somebody's 4th round pick, I will take Cleveland's. 2 more selections to make. We're in the 6th round now, and the tight end has been taken. I thought about taking him here. Instead, I'll go with Tremaine Maggot and add to our wide receiver depth with a good route runner who is a 60 overall. He comes from Penn. 88 speed, the route running's low 70s, a good starting point, but gotta work on hands and release a lot. Alright, final pick. Could take Joey Stanley here if we want to add a fullback to the team. Instead, we are going to select a quarterback and hope we end up getting lucky here with a higher overall backup. Zach Norton, who had a great combine from Harvard. He's our final selection. He's a 55 overall. All right. The accuracies aren't that good. It was worth a shot. And the draft is over. We do make a big addition at tackle and then take Callaway at linebacker. Hopefully he can develop a little bit. But that is this draft. And is it the last draft that I do in this series? I guess. As we prepare for a long-term sim, I was waiting for Tyrus Sparks to retire. Now everybody wants to see what we can do with Kitchen for a little bit. I want to know, what do you want the next episode to be? I can do another full season sim, no problem. Do you want to watch Jeffrey Kitchen play? Do we go back to watching games a little bit? What do you want to see? I will try to check the comments and see what most people are looking at for, what they want from the rest of the series. So just leave your feedback down below. Well, let's see here if I chose the right tackle. I took the player who was just a little bit better right now, I thought, Brian Lippett. But later in the second round, after Carl Perkins, Oscar Hitchens, we ended up seeing Cameron Wakefield get selected. Actually a 77 overall, higher overall player. Normal dev as well. 91 strength, a couple low ratings, but I think he'll be just fine. I wonder if there were any hidden dev tackles out of this top tier. None that I've found yet. They were all normal dev from what I've seen here. So, very good tackles. Jason Kennedy, though, was the best. Hidden dev, but he went super early. 6th overall. JC Hairston went 4. Hidden dev linebacker, 85 speed. Amazing ratings. I'm also curious about the top quarterback because he didn't go until the 3rd round of Baltimore. And I just wanted to see how good his ratings were. George Lawrence. Hidden dev, 71, strong arm archetype, 94 throw power, very nice. Future starter in the 3rd round. Although I think the Ravens still have Sidney Kilgore. Before I show you this, I know I said show me your feedback. You can leave your feedback. But next episode, week 1 against the Bengals. I think we already know what we're gonna do. What are the chances of that? We're going to see Tyrus Sparks face the Buccaneers. I can't sim that game. I can't believe he's playing for Cincinnati. But his first game, not with the Bucs, is against the Bucs. I can't believe it. I guess I have to sign a backup quarterback now, and I think I'll sign Keontae Grant, veteran out of Louisville. We're also going to sign Rayleigh Bennett. I tried to sign him a bit earlier in the offseason. Also signing an undrafted running back from Richmond, Justin Rice, 91 speed, 89 acceleration, future Hall of Famer. We're also going to sign quarterback Tommy Moyer, who went undrafted out of Idaho State. Undrafted tight end Dakota Ulrich, 24 years old, but hidden dev rookie, 82 speed, 57 catching. Can we develop him? Preseason is over. Jeffrey Kitchen had a 3-touchdown preseason. He threw 2 interceptions, while Keontae Grant had 3 touchdowns, 679 yards. Not bad. Ellis Norton, another big preseason with a long run of 10. So just so super consistent. 9 broken tackles. Galloway, 5 preseason touchdowns. Ventura leads the team in yards and touchdown receptions along with Galloway. Nice job by Mills, Gregory, Dakota Ulrich. Did he get a point yet? Not quite yet. For the defense, Stephen Dempsey. He'll help fill in for Sylvester Seymour. Travis Dubois, Andrew Sellers had a couple sacks. And we are ready for week 1. I can't believe this matchup is actually happening. At first I had to accept that Sparks was going to a brand new team, but if that's the case, I love that he's going to play against us. Against Tyrus Sparks. We may only see this once, likely only once, but Tyrus Sparks entering year 19, 75 overall. Decent short accuracy, but as we saw in that last playoff game, his accuracy isn't what it once was. Now, after another year of regression, how is he going to perform against his old team? Not only that, but he's leading the Bengals this season. How does he handle that whole situation? What a better way to transition the eras, though. First start for Kitchen as a Buck is against Tyrus Sparks. Like, you couldn't write a better story for this whole matchup we're about to have. That is it for this episode, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. And next time, Tampa versus Tyrus. Don't want to miss it. Leave a like, hit the bell for notifications, and you'll know exactly when that video is posted. I will see you all next time. Have a great day.